Look, let's talk about how to know when to call it a day or a night when it comes to supersizing and building your business. As you're supersizing and building your business, there are times when you need to differentiate between stopping doing something, taking a break, sharpening your saw, going a different direction, stopping for the day, or quitting for the day, taking a break, taking a pause, taking a stop, versus quitting altogether. To me, quitting means I'm not going to do it anymore. It means I'm doing something and then I'm just not going to do it anymore. Where does this expression, this idiom, call it a day, come from? Call it a day comes from, it was first recorded in 1838, and it comes from the practice of somebody leaving work early or stopping doing something that they've been doing for a while. Say you're chopping wood and you've been chopping wood for 3 hours and your arms are numb and you can't chop any more wood. You might say, I'm calling it a day, I'm not going to chop any more wood. I don't know where that example came from, except for my son-in-law's been chopping up trees and chopping wood because we had some bad storms here. We had, I think, 5 cedar trees go down, and they're chopping it up for firewood because it smells good and it makes great bonfires. So how do you know when to call it a day? I, now that I've gotten older and wiser, have a simple rule of thumb, a simple rule. I actually listen to myself. I pay attention to myself, and when I am tired and not being effective, when I am distracted, when I want to stop doing what I'm doing, I will take a break. I call it a timeout for myself, and I take a break. Now, it wasn't always that way. I'm one of those people that tends to be very stubborn and stick to things well beyond the expiration date, well beyond the time that I probably should and that most people would. I think it comes from being stubborn and tenacious, and I don't ever want to quit or give up on things. That's why I was married so long. I knew early in my marriage that it wasn't the right situation and he wasn't the right person for me, yet I was not willing to throw in the towel, call it a day, or give up on that relationship if there was any hope of creating a relationship and a family and keeping my family together. So I tend to stick to things too long, but I've learned over the years that that's not necessarily in our best interest. And we have to know when to take a break, when to pause, when to look for other solutions, when to just stop going, and banging our head against the brick wall when we're not seeing results. So I know to listen to myself, pay attention to the results I'm getting, and if I'm not getting the results I want, if I'm not even being satisfactorily effective, then I will stop what I'm doing and step back and say, okay, what needs to change? What do I need to do different? I'm calling it a day for today. I'm taking a break for today. I still am one that pretty much never says quit. I have quit things. I have let go of things, but it takes a lot to get me to that point. It has to be that I see no hope of possibility, and since I believe in infinite possibilities, it takes a lot for me to say that I'm going to quit this. I don't have any hope for this. Now, on the other hand, I did quit drinking Diet Pop and Diet Sodas cold turkey. So there are things that I will choose to quit, and I think that's the difference, is everything is up to us to choose and take personal responsibility for. So I can quit anything I want whenever I want. I give myself permission to, but most of the time I don't choose to quit things unless it's something that's bad for me. How did I decide to give up Diet Pop? It was bad for me. It was making me feel bad. It wasn't giving me the results I wanted. I was living on Diet Pop instead of good healthy foods and beverages, and I ended up, soon after having a sudden cardiac arrest. So formaldehyde in the diet soda is what preserved me enough to make it through the sudden cardiac arrest, but I don't think that it's actually true. So quitting is always an option and always a choice. For most people, it's the first option and an easy choice. They try something once or twice, it doesn't feel awesome or good for them, or they don't get immediate results, and they quit. For me, I think I'm just the opposite end of that spectrum, and I stick with it, until I figure out, oh my gosh, this is not the right thing for me. I need to stop doing it immediately. And then I quit and I move on. So, love to know your experience with calling it a day. How do you know when to call it a day? How do you decide when to take breaks? I actually now schedule breaks into my schedule and my life because otherwise, for me, working is fun and I would just work all the time. All right, so share in the comments below how you call it a day? Do you schedule breaks in? Do you schedule time off in? Do you schedule analysis and evaluation of projects and things to decide when you should let them go or when you should continue on them? Love to know your process. Share in the comments below. And I will be with you tomorrow with another time-related idiom. Have an awesome day. Don't call it a day too early today.